Hold yourself to a higher standard. Hold yourself accountable. And then look up to yourself. I'm not saying kiss your own ass. As you're dying, think about this. That book that you just wrote, that woman, man, whatever, reading that book, would it change their life forever? And if it's not changing their life forever, who's not afraid of doing what they believe, you can write your whole life, all the bad, not the good, all the bad on the billboard and walk around like this.
Right now, you have a lot of perspective that can bring value to everyone's life, right? Because
Right.
everyone's gone through something,
Exactly.
and you've got through the other side. We're not fragile people. And, I always find it interesting to find what someone's grateful for as they look back. So, like gratitude, as you're moving forward in your life, what are the things that you hold the dearest from a gratitude standpoint or a reflection standpoint?
Honestly, man, it's the story I just told you all right now. That is my dearest thing in my life. Like, a top 5 publishing house came to me and wanted to buy my life story, Can't Hurt Me, for $300,000. And for a guy that made, in the military, I made 70 grand my whole life. They came to me 8 months ago when I was writing my book, and they said, we're going to offer you, as a first-time offer, $300,000, a lot of damn money. And I was getting ready to sign the contract. And I sat there with my fiance, and I was like, I can't do it. She said, this is a lot of damn money. And I'm like, I wouldn't sell my life for anything in the world. What I did, what I overcame, all the struggles, all the trials and tribulations. So I self-published. Turned the contract down and self-published.
Quick question. We talked about it backstage, authenticity, and I think that authenticity because judgment runs so rampant in the world, right? And it's usually about the person that's judging rather than the person that they are judging. But we talk about authenticity it's almost like a buzzword now or a cliche word in terms of, oh yeah, let's be authentic. But what does being authentic mean to you? Like what is your views on authenticity, and what is the power of being authentic?
It's the ultimate power to stand in front of a group of people, and you all can ask me any question you want to, and I'll answer it. That right there is what I talk about authenticity. It's being able to know that your life is jacked up, that we all come from a past that may be bad or good, and to own it, and not to be ashamed of it, to not be afraid for people to judge you. Not care what other people think. To be able to walk around in your own skin and be so comfortable in it that you can write your whole life, all the bad, not the good, all the bad on the billboard and walk around like this. This is me, man. This is me. That's authenticity to me. And when you get to that point, when you can walk around with those middle fingers up, not really like being mean to people, but saying, judge me, man. This is it. This is who I am, but I'm fixing it. I'm not just letting it, it's not defining who I am, but that's a part of my life. And it's just owning who you are and not being ashamed of it.
Strong. Well, one thing that you said at the last event that resonated with me is had to do with a book. We talk about being a legend or leaving a legacy. When it's all said and done, you were mentioning the perspective of, look, you're writing your story right now.
Right.
And you're the author of your story, but you had a little bit of definition of one of the things that you want to do is make sure that when you finish your story, if you gave it to someone.
That's right. Will it change their life forever? That's right. So my whole thing was I'm kind of far out in my thinking. I'm a real deep thinker because I use my mind to get over so many obstacles. And as I was writing my book, I started writing it a long time ago. And my whole thing is, let's say you're in the hospital bed and you're getting ready to die and somebody walks in the room. And you don't know them, they don't know you, and you have one copy of your book. And it's sitting right there on the table. And you're taking your last breath and you're talking to this person, and you say to them, I want you to read this book. As you're dying, think about this. That book that you just wrote, that woman, man, whatever, reading that book, would it change their life forever? And if it's not changing their life forever, you have to rewrite your book. You have to start rewriting it right now.
You've obviously, I mean, coming through the military, you either had friends, mentors, acquaintances, coaches, figures in your life that have helped you forge this toolbox or this mindset, or people that you respect, leadership that you've respected. What were qualities in them that, you know, that inspired you, or, you know, that helped you grow? Mm-hmm. And those mentors or those coaches, what would you say the significant factor was? And the reason I'm asking this is because, like, in leadership coaching dynamics at an event we do, a lot of people believe that being likable is the key to, you know, leading people or being a cheerleader. But I'm just curious on how you would answer that question.
I don't respect a whole bunch of people, but the few that I did respect are the people who were uncommon amongst uncommon people. And what that means is those people who weren't afraid to stand alone. Those people who have morals, values, who did not go with. If all you guys are going left, it's that one person who say, you know what, left's not the right way. I'm going to go right. Who didn't follow the crowd. That person who's not afraid of doing what they believe is right in their heart and not following someone else because someone else said, let's go this way, and they agree with everybody. I don't like yes men or yes women. If you're right, you're right. We're going to follow you. But I like people who stand for something, they believe in something, and this is the way I'm going to go whether you like me or not. And that's what it's about.
So in your life, is there a coach or a mentor that you interface with that you had a lot of respect for?
You know, I had several people, but don't take this wrong. I believe that we are our own hero. And if you have a culture, let's say right now you guys idolize me, and then tomorrow I go outside and I have some kind of issue. I can let you down. I'm human. All your mentors, everybody you like, we're human. You got to put yourself on that pedestal, hold yourself to a higher standard, hold yourself accountable, and then look up to yourself. I'm not saying kiss your own ass, but I'm saying hold yourself to a standard and look within inside yourself and try to be the best you can be. We start trying to mimic somebody else. Don't be them, be you. And that's kind of my mindset.
Very cool.
In this interview, David Goggins reflects on gratitude and shares a powerful story about his personal values and experiences. He emphasizes that everyone has endured challenges, and this resilience shapes who we are. Goggins recounts a pivotal moment when a major publishing house offered him $300,000 for his life story, Can't Hurt Me. Despite the significant amount of money, he chose to turn down the offer. Goggins, who previously earned $70,000 annually in the military, decided to self-publish his book instead. This decision was driven by his deep appreciation for his journey and the trials he overcame, asserting that his life and experiences were too valuable to sell. David Goggins discusses the concept of authenticity, emphasizing its significance and power. He addresses the prevalence of judgment in society, noting that it often reflects more on the person judging than the one being judged. Goggins defines authenticity as the ability to openly acknowledge and own one's past, whether good or bad, without shame or fear of judgment. He highlights the importance of being comfortable in one's own skin and transparent about one's life experiences. Authenticity, for Goggins, means confidently displaying all aspects of oneself, including the flaws, and striving to improve without letting the past define one's identity. This fearless self-acceptance and honesty, according to Goggins, constitute true authenticity. David Goggins shares a powerful perspective on legacy and the impact of one's life story. He emphasizes the importance of being the author of your own story, with a focus on leaving a meaningful legacy. Goggins reflects on the idea of being on your deathbed, giving someone your book, and asking them to read it. He questions whether that book would change the reader's life forever. If it wouldn't, he suggests that one should start rewriting their story immediately. This approach highlights Goggins' belief in living a life so impactful powerful that it can profoundly influence others, even after one's death. David Goggins discusses the influences in his life, particularly focusing on the qualities he respects in others and how they have helped shape his mindset. He values individuals who are uncommon among uncommon people, meaning those who have the courage to stand alone, uphold their morals and values, and do what they believe is right, regardless of popular opinion. Goggins does not respect yes men or people who follow the crowd without question. He acknowledges having a few respected mentors and coaches, but emphasizes that everyone is human and fallible. Goggins believes that people should look up to themselves, hold themselves to high standards, and be their own heroes, rather than idolizing others. He encourages self-reliance and striving to be the best version of oneself, underscoring the importance of individuality and personal accountability.